Propylene glycol, a key ingredient in many topical solutions, including minoxidil, enhances the absorption of active ingredients into the skin. However, continuous usage may lead to scalp irritation and hair damage due to its propensity to strip the scalp of its natural oils. These oils are essential for maintaining hair shaft strength and suppleness, and their loss can result in brittle hair prone to breakage. Consequently, it creates this illusion of increased hair shedding, misleading users about the effectiveness of minoxidil as a hair loss treatment. In reality, it could just be your brittle hair breaking. And with scalp irritation comes scalp scaling and inflammation on the scalp, so now you have this inflammation-induced hair shedding on a treatment that's supposed to fix androgenetic or actually help androgenetic alopecia go down to a lesser extent, especially if you're taking finasteride. But you're having this shed due to the use of minoxidil, but also breakage due to the propylene glycol in minoxidil. It just creates this whole mess. The detrimental effects of using propylene glycol in topical minoxidil solution, as recorded in various studies, range from the typical minoxidil telogen effluvium, which everyone goes through a shedding phase when you use minoxidil, to irritation of the skin, and allergic contact dermatitis are all often linked back to that presence of propylene glycol that I mentioned. Propylene glycol is a known allergy that can cause these reactions. In fact, the study titled, quote, Allergic Contact Dermatitis to Topical Minoxidil Solution, Etiology and Treatment, unquote, indicated propylene glycol, not minoxidil itself, as the cause of allergic contact dermatitis in most cases. Now, to counteract the propylene glycol's drying effects, nourishing hair oils such as rosemary, and yes, this is a case where rosemary oil, I do believe, actually will help your scalp create a conducive condition for hair to grow. So you have rosemary oil, castor oil, argan oil, or other hair oils can be applied to the hair shafts themselves. However, to allow minoxidil to fully penetrate the scalp, it's important to wait 1 to 4 hours before applying these oils. Research shows that approximately 50% of topical minoxidil is absorbed within the first hour and around 75% after about 2 to 3 hours. So really, you have to just be careful not to apply too much oil to the scalp itself. It's okay if you get a little bit here and there, and especially if you're using like lightweight oils or something lightweight applied to your scalp, but don't use too much because you don't want to prevent a lot of the topical minoxidil or the minoxidil salts themselves being absorbed into your scalp, because that's not going to penetrate to the hair follicles and actually get those sulfur transferase enzymes to allow hair to grow or make your hair follicles active in growth. Now, there are treatment alternatives. For people who are allergic to the propylene glycol itself, alternative minoxidil formulations that use other solvents like butylene glycol, polysorbate, or glycerol could be beneficial. These alternatives are less likely to cause allergic reactions, but still should be tested on an individual basis. So you're really going to have to find out what works for you, or maybe do a skin test on these particular solvents to see if you get any sort of allergic reaction. Now, this is the really unfortunate part because this is possible, although it's extremely uncommon. People who are allergic to the minoxidil itself cannot consider topical minoxidil treatment for hair loss. And this is obvious, right? You're allergic to it. You don't want to introduce something you're allergic to your scalp, which is causing inflammation. That could be really bad, and that might, there is a potential where you're introducing long-term damage to that inflammatory damage from your allergen. So in this particular case, you could take the whole oral minoxidil route, but I think that's a bit extreme, but everyone has their own assessment of their risk. So as long as you know the potential risks, by all means, go look into using oral minoxidil. However, you can use L'Oreal's stamoxidine-based serums. Stamoxidine is a P4H inhibitor, which creates a hypoxia environment on your scalp, and this hypoxia environment actually induces stem cells to start growing thicker hairs, or just hairs in general. It isn't as effective as 5% topical minoxidil, or even close to 2% topical minoxidil, but it still can help you make some gains. And the good thing about it is that you don't have to use it like every single day. It is good for daily use, but you can actually cycle its use. So going 3 months on stamoxidine and 3 months off stamoxidine, and doing that in a sort of cycle on and off. So yeah, L'Oreal has the stamoxidine-based serums. The Serioxyl Advanced Denser Hair Serum is one of them. They also have a shampoo that has, I think, some of the same ingredients as well. So if you're tired of using the ketoconazole shampoo, which tends to dry people's hair and make it fried, so to speak, especially if you're using that every day, you're really not supposed to use ketoconazole shampoo every single day. That's not good for you. It's like once or twice a week. But even then, it does fry some people's hair. You can then just consider using the Serioxyl shampoo, that L'Oreal's Stamoxidine shampoo, or some other leave-in conditioner. But if you find out you can use topical minoxidil, whether it's with PG, you can tolerate it, or whether it's using it with a different solvent, like butylene glycol, polysorbate, or glycerol, then you can actually stack stamoxidine on with minoxidil as well because they work differently. There are some minoxidil products that I know off the top of my head, like Intelligent Minoxidil, that doesn't have any propylene glycol, and Minoxidil Max has some formulations of no PG, even I think no ethanol minoxidil. But you can always go explore for yourself, and you can even go to a compounding pharmacy to get these things made for you. But this particular path is more expensive, especially in the long term. However, it is good quality for those people with specific allergies and irritations to propylene glycol and even, in some cases, ethanol itself. So in conclusion, while minoxidil is an effective treatment for hair loss, the inclusion of propylene glycol in its formulation can lead to unwanted side effects on the scalp and hair shafts themselves. Remember, by having that propylene glycol on the hair shaft, it can actually make the hair shaft brittle over time, especially considering how you have to use this thing every single day. It can cause the hair shafts to break, which can actually create the illusion that your hair isn't growing, right? If your hair is growing at the same rate that it's breaking due to you using propylene glycol-based solutions, that's probably not the best thing. By understanding the potential adverse effects of propylene glycol, people can take appropriate measures like applying those nourishing oils that I mentioned before, or considering alternative formulations of minoxidil. This way, they can manage these impacts and still benefit from minoxidil's hair growth properties. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I just wanted to get right to the point. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. And I just started a new job. Yeah, I started a new job. I'll be working in Jersey City, an infrastructure engineer, and I'm pretty happy about that. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update because I did say that I graduated about a couple weeks ago. So yeah, random life update. Thanks for the support that I've been getting recently, and hopefully I can do more videos with this new job. So peace out, guys.